It's time for What's Up and About inside of Wake Up Nigeria.
Yeah.
Coffee at hand.
Yeah.
Rufi always has those. And today it matches her dress.
Yeah, she's been doing that. And I
This
think
is
it's actually
intentional,
very
is it?
creative.
Very, very.
Oh, how many of those have you got? Have you got one
Yeah.
for every dress?
Yes, I do.
Interesting.
Yeah, and you all should get one too. for
Maybe you should
yourselves.
give us one.
Pageant girls.
You guys should invest in the business.
She said she has one that's the same color as this.
Yeah, I
outfit,
actually have
so
one that
I'm actually
You
exactly
should
the
have
same
brought it.
color.
You should have
Yeah.
brought it. Get a
Yeah.
purple one for me next
I
time.
will.
It's okay.
I do.
No wahala. So,
Pageant girls, maybe for pageant.
No,
Guy.
that's the point. So the name of the brand is for pageant girls. Doesn't
Exactly.
mean that other people can't have it. So the idea is to promote the pageant's idea,
Regardless
right?
of
that
the
pageant
gender.
lifestyle. So the brand is really a lifestyle as opposed to like it being for pageant girls exclusively. So yeah.
Oh.
and there you have it, that public service announcement by Winfrey for
Yes.
pageant. All right, so let's talk
but
about...
really, though, well done on the branding. I'm loving it.
Great.
So cute, really pretty.
Yeah, and the placement. In any case, let's talk about this instance that Winfrey, pageant girl, brought to our attention only just this morning. It's of a guy who lives in the UK with his wife. And he complained on this blog where he told that his wife had been recording their conversations, every conversation they've had. Every argument, let's put
Yeah.
it so, that they've had without his knowledge. And at one time actually called the police on him. But the police actually listened to, that's when he discovered that,
Okay, so this calling the police thing, they were abroad.
yes.
So yes, the police will listen in that
Yeah.
instance.
But they found nothing wrong with whatever
Implicating.
recording.
yeah,
Yeah.
implicate-
It goes on because he says that he thought that perhaps maybe being man and wife would solve the situation. And when he tried, he realized that at first try, she says, okay, maybe not tonight.
Oh,
And
when you say be man and wife, you're talking about in the other room, right?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, okay, all right.
I'm
just
being breakfast.
okay, no problem. In the other room.
But when he proceeded to re-engage her after she asked him to come over, there was a sort of nuanced type, suspicion.
It wasn't natural.
It wasn't natural,
Yeah.
and he feared that it was an instance where she wanted to refuse him just at the moment when he was absolutely ready for it. So he sent a message to the blog saying, "I'm scared of my wife." That was exactly how it stated.
They fear my wife.
So it got us asking,
yeah.
if a partner was to do such, would you say that it was based on perhaps maybe some pre-existing instance and she was scared for her safety, or an instigative type of one? How would you look at it, Winfrey? What do you think? Do you think that it's a prodding him on to do something just so I can have an evidence, or that it was safe to do? I have no opinion on this,
So
by
to
the
just
way.
be clear, so it's a situation of her refusing her husband and him getting.
I would
no,
like
no.
to put that instance aside.
So
it did come up.
Yeah, it came up.
Yeah,
But it just felt like she was trying to catch him.
A Jean provocateur.
Like in other
is,
words, trying to make it seem like she was recording an instance where no wasn't enough for him. Because they say once a
Trying
woman
to
says
provoke
no,
an
no
instance.
matter how far along you guys are in the act, once a woman says no, you're supposed to stop.
But-
And if she recorded an instance where he did not stop, for instance,
it could have been used against him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You get it.
In that
But that's not the
situation-
instance I want us to focus on. I just wanted to talk about how
Why you
safe
think,
a
yeah.
partner would be if you found out that your partner records conversations or arguments. Does that reinforce your relationship, or does it make it
Reinforced.
I don't know.
Okay, so now I understand what I think you said earlier, talking about, okay, maybe she was scared for her safety,
Yeah.
considering the fact that, maybe that was not the first time. Maybe he got a certain way that she
Yeah.
felt needed to be recorded, so she has evidence. But then again, now, this is your husband, right? And then I think also the fact that the recording didn't necessarily have anything implicatory in it at the time the police came, so maybe she really didn't have anything. Because the truth is, in this time and in these days, with so much going about on feminist rights and all of that, right? Fine, they are good, great causes, but some people tend to kind of take it
a bit
the
too far.
extreme, a bit too far, and all of that. And my thinking is, what is she thinking that will be the state of the marriage if you're doing that? So it's honestly as if you're trying to catch him doing something. Do you understand? And my understanding of marriage in a situation where there is love is that love is meant to cover a multitude of sin, right? And then even if he erred at some points, it's something that you guys should be able to talk about. Because by the time you're taking him to the cops, What are you expecting for an imprisonment or something?
So,
Or an arrest or something?
in honestly speaking, no matter what, I'm always gonna take the side of the woman. For her to have gone that far, in my opinion, she was trying to build a case for her exit. And it was because she had probably been pushed to the wall on several occasions. This is the side of the guy only. I'm only hearing his side. There's no response from the wife or the woman. I don't know what she's been through. For her to call the police,
Then again.
it takes a lot before you pick up that phone and say, 911, help me.
As much as you think
takes
it
a lot.
takes a lot.
It takes a lot.
So some people, it really doesn't take
It takes a lot.
I'm telling you.
Let me
And
jump
I'll
on something
say-
that you said. You said that she's
takes a
trying to
lot.
build.
Yes, she's trying to build a case.
want to
So in other words,
exit,
she
correct.
didn't have a case.
Correct. But why exactly could it be? We do not know.
That's
according
why
to
I'm
what you
saying,
said. We
yeah.
don't know. However, in the instance where you provoke instances, does that make it
Yes,
all right?
exactly.
Is the question. If I'm going to record, if I'm going to press record, I'm like, that thing you did yesterday.
Okay.
Is it still the same as, baby, that thing you did yesterday without the recording?
Of course it's not.
Because once, if I had, that's premeditated, and I'm going
Okay.
to steer a conversation into into whatever instance I want to build. So I would provoke you, and
Yeah.
yes, the word is entrapment. So
Yeah.
that's exactly what it seemed like. I'm not negating the
Yeah.
possibility that there might have been an earlier instance that needed that perhaps maybe project that on to start recording. But like we noted, if the police came through and found that there was nothing implicative about the previous recording,
So whenever a woman cries, okay, so I don't want to say, there's the boy who cried wolf situation. You don't want a case whereby later on, maybe if something similar occurs, you don't have anything to show. I get it. The whole
how many
entrapment
recordings of
And
your
I'm going
husband
to
do you
say
have?
this,
Is the
yeah.
question. How many recordings of your husband do you
I'm going
have?
to also
having conversations, just
yes,
general
without his
conversations.
knowledge, without his
No, none. of
So
course.
you haven't taken to that, and
Yes,
I'm
because
sure that
I
we
don't
all
have
have
any
issues
news.
in
And
our
I feel it's also
relationships.
important to mention this right now. The case of, is there rape in marriage?
Aha.
That is also very, very
Big
vital.
conversation that we can't finish. you know?
Of course. So in a situation where you're trying to plan an exit with this particular situation, is there really rape in marriage? When I was in school, when we studied the situation, it wasn't necessarily positive or affirmative in that regard, because the whole idea of being married to someone takes away that. Right? So you're saying,
In
okay, fine, at the
Nigeria.
point, in
Nigeria.
Nigeria, fine, in Nigeria, but we are in Nigeria, right?
I hear you on that,
And
but they were abroad
No, let's
at
focus
that
on
point.
Nigeria and
They were
Yes,
abroad.
Let's
I'm not
focus
saying
on
they were
Nigeria.
Not, they were not abroad and they're not here. But even, fine, here, oh, fine. But even in those countries, the idea, I stick to it, the idea of being married to someone
Negates that.
negates it.
But then,
Because you are
but then
one.
you're also
Can you rape
negating.
yourself?
But then you're also
Can you rape
negating.
yourself?
Calm down. You are also negating physical abuse once you say that, because rape comes with a lot of things. It's not just about penetration. It's about physical abuse.
No, of course.
You get what I'm saying? So are you saying that being hit in marriage?
Don't ask me, ask her.
No.
Are you
that's-
kidding? So it's the same thing. It is. So you know what? Obviously, we don't have enough time.
So
for this.
that's why I separated the
I'm just
issues.
saying.
I
Yeah.
didn't want to go there
I just
because
wanted
it's
to
a
put
big
it out
conversation.
there. Yes.
Yeah.
a big conversation,
She's
and I
building a
think-
case. Why is she building the case?
You
Is
know
the
what we
question.
could do? We could have this recorded and discuss this
Yeah.
on Wake Up Nigeria Extra for social media. So
Okay.
perhaps maybe you could join us, then we'll put it out.
Don't
That's a
record me
big
without
one.
my remember.
No, we're not going to do you.
Maybe you are one. I can record you now. We are one.
I enjoy the fact that you actually have
Legal.
academic
Yeah.
response to this as a lawyer. And I would like to have that conversation deeper. What do you think? Use the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC. Would love to know. We'll be back.